Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these sectors and topics, looking for potential investment opportunities, sharing those opportunities with everyone in the community. We've got a question and answer session coming up tomorrow morning, Saturday, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. And that's where I answer whatever questions that you guys have. We'll probably get a little bit into some of the companies that I think are down right now that look really good. I'll definitely bring some of those up. And I do think there's a lot of opportunities starting to develop that we could take advantage of down here. We do have a coupon code special that is active. And you get 50% off the first month only on the monthly membership, and a larger discount on the yearly membership. All right, let's dive in, take a look. Starting with the DXY, weakness in the DXY. We are down 1%. Little bit of resiliency with the big wick at the bottom there. So we've got a little bit of strength in the dollar underneath it towards the end of the day. So we're coming on down. We broke through support. That's this guy there. And then you can see we're coming and putting in a flag pattern. So that is a bearish formation, even though we have a little wick that has developed at the bottom there. The momentum is still to the downside. Why is the DXY? Why is this so important? Every commodity bull market had a weakening DXY, all of them in history. And now we are starting to experience a weakening DXY. Now, when we go and we look at the yields, we're seeing a disconnect between a weakening DXY and strengthening yields. So we're up in the 2-year, up 2.64. That's a bullish formation to go higher. That looks very strong for interest rates to increase, not decrease. We're also seeing the 10-year yield up 1.15%, and we are above a gaggle of support. We've got support running across here. That's the larger pattern support. We have a smaller support trend line coming across here, and we're above all of that. We did detour with the tricks that they were playing with the markets of tariffs. We did detour all the way down here just to get a large bullish engulfing candlestick to run rates back up. The 30-year down slightly today, but the momentum is still to the upside, and we are still on top of all of these support, resistance trend lines, whatever you want to call them. We're sitting on top. This is from a position of moving higher. So what does it mean when you get a weaker dollar and strengthening yields? It means that people don't want American dollars and they don't want American debt. This is not good for America. TLT bond prices are up slightly, but the momentum is still to the downside. And yes, this can move further lower depending on what we're going to see in the future here and how countries react to America and tariffs and all these other things. The 2 and the 10 is up today, up 1.53%. This is a difficult read. A lot of people have thrown in the towel and said, yep, we're going to 100% get a recession. I'm in the camp like, well, my recession triggers that I look for, some of them look bad, some of them don't look bad at all. It's not a sweeping win across the board for recession triggers. Some of my biggest triggers have not been triggered that are rooted in the real estate cycle and market. So this very well could pop back up and invert the curve again and get everyone on the wrong side of the boat. It's a possibility. I don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but that's something we can watch. TYX TNX ratio is down 1.63% today. And again, this is like the big fake out. Is this the fake out of the recession that we may never have? That's one of the quotes that I used in one of the morning videos. But this is a reversal bearish engulfing candlestick that could bring us back and invert the curve again. That throws a big wrench into everything, potentially. Gold doesn't care. That's up about $70 an ounce. It's RIPing, ripping on up, looking pretty good. Now, last time we had the yield curve invert and oil went up, and I'm not saying oil is a sure shot here, but this started to move sideways and consolidate. That was August of 2020. This is definitely pricing something in of maybe more money printing. Maybe it's pricing something in. We've got silver up 4.25%. Big day today. This thing looks fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Your upward move, your cup and your handle. This is the consolidation pattern here. If you guys, there's something here that this correlates with. I'm not going to tell you guys. The members know what it is, and I think this is gonna go way in. Yeah, we're still underneath about $35 an ounce. That's one resistance area through here that we'd like to get through, kind of the last area of strong resistance. And I think we start getting above that. I think it's going to be run, force, run, much like gold did. Platinum up 1.6%. That's still in the pattern here. We're back in with a nice big bullish engulfing today. Looking good to go higher. And then palladium's up slightly. This one doesn't look as good as silver or platinum, but it's right at support for palladium. XE to gold ratio, we put in a monster week this week. Look at that thing, huge bullish engulfing. I know some people, they were pooping the pants a little bit with the pullback, but today we are up 4%. We're seeing some monster runs in some of the gold and silver mining companies that we are in. There was actually a few plus 20% days today in that portfolio that we assembled over the past year and a half. We bought, I mean, if you bought when I did, close to it, we had some pretty good entry points on some junior companies that are really starting to pay off now. And I think there's a lot more to go with gold moving on up and silver starting to move. Our silver guys are ripping. I mean, they are ripping. GDX up 5.4%. This thing looks absolutely pristine. Now, when you guys are looking at this, your entry points, if you're really good, your entry points would have been 2020, and you probably would have held on for this entire time from a long-term investor standpoint. Another really good entry point was here. And anything in here, because there's a variety of individual companies that had incredibly good entry points, I would say this past year or two, all through here. Now, GDX looks a little bit different because this is a summation of everything in the ETF, but there are individual companies that were bottoming all through here. Really nice area. GDXJ up 5% today. Big move. This thing looks fantastic. We're starting to get through a lot of resistance through here. We've got another form of resistance coming through here that will eventually break through. That is still a little bit above us. Then it's run, force, run. We've got SILJ, which is still very early in the move. I think this is a basing pattern and that we are going to launch. When silver breaks out above 35 and it starts to outpace inflation, I think SILJ is going to launch. I think it's going to blow by GDX like it's standing still. We can also look at some of these like SILJ divided by GDX. You can see how low we are. This is SILJ divided by GDX. And let me see how I drew this. I don't know why this line's kind of crooked there, but it's basically a falling wedge, if I can tie this in, coming down, and we're at the low end of this. So GDX runs first, and that's broken out already. SILJ is lagging behind, and I think we can see a big move in SILJ whenever silver starts to break out and really start to run. Crude oil's up 2.4%, roughly speaking. I've got all these patterns in here drawn. This is the reversal day, in my opinion, is this day there. That's the bullish engulfing that engulfs the candlesticks before it. that is a reversal candlestick. If you zoom in, and we're way in here now, and of course I drew at the reversal candlestick there. What we're seeing on, and this is zoomed way in, and these can fail. They can fail because we're zoomed way in, but shoulder, head, shoulder. So this is a bottoming pattern. It's an inverted shoulder, head, shoulder on oil, and then we could very well be bottoming and breaking out of perhaps next week, and that's one to watch. It hasn't broken out yet, so this is one to really watch. This crude oil is incredibly cheap, guys. It is incredibly cheap. It's the second cheapest I think it's ever been on a ratio perspective against gold, and we've got a potential bottoming here, maybe. We'll see. And I'm sure everyone else is still bearish on it, and they're going to be bullish on gold. But gold is far above its cost curve. Crude oil is not. It's below its cost curve. This is actually a less risky play. If there was a very less, if there was a way to play it like gold, you buy the physical metal. That's a less risk way than playing futures in oil. But whenever you're below the cost curve, that's generally the lowest cost or lowest risk area to buy something that's a commodity, if you go long the commodity itself. With futures, you've got stuff in the future where you can't hold it for years. You have to take a futures contract and it may only be good for a certain period of time. A little bit different dynamic there. TTF gas up 1% today. The momentum is still to the downside. We've got natural gas in America up 0.14. Looking like it's trying to bottom. A little bit of support there with those wicks at the bottom. We do have a nice candlestick here, and then the smaller selling pressure coming down. But again, we're underneath resistance here. Rigs are coming off, and it may take some time. We're in springtime, which seasonality-wise, we're kind of out of season for nat gas. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, up strong today, 3%. We've got a nice big bullish engulfing here, which happened 2 trading sessions ago. Well, 3 trading sessions ago, I guess. And this could be bottoming. It could be bottoming. We can also look into it, and you got that same type of, you could draw it here too. You could get that same kind of inverted head, shoulder, kind of like crude oil does, with a little bit of an overextension with the head. OIH up 3.82%. That's also moving on up. We've got, again, another big bullish engulfing there, and we could potentially work higher. We have to see crude oil follow through. We'd like to see this follow through as well to the upside. There are some bearish aspects of this chart. If you back out, we did break below the channel and below this support level to the downside. So longer term, we still have some bearishness. Very short term, it's trying to make a move. Newcastle coal futures are down 0.6% right on support. It's that big long-term support level that we are playing with that's cutting across here. We'll see if we can turn this around, start moving on up. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up 2.12. I think this looks good. We gapped lower in the morning and it came up throughout the day above the 50th percentile of the candlestick before it. That is called a bullish piercing candlestick. We also have a bullish engulfing right before that. I think this is a bullish setup. I'd like to see the downtrend here get broken to the upside. And I'll leave that there for you guys and see if we get broken there. Uranium trading sideways. Generally, when the buyers equal the sellers, it just trades and moves sideways. URA up 4.9%. We're getting some bullish candlesticks here. It's looking good. I like it. There's your bullish engulfing here, and we've got some follow through. We've got a broken downtrend line. Yes, I'm drawing it all in, chicken scratching it. Another thing, you don't need your charts to look pretty, guys. What you want is big green candlesticks like bullish engulfings that show up like this. And then you want to see small down days, big up days, where it stair steps higher. I don't really hear too many people talk about that, but that's a key, figuring out if you are at a bottom and you can buy early. URANIUM doing the same thing. This looks like a bottom to me. This was your bottom, I think. And then this here was all the Trump crap going on. So this would have been your bottom here for a double bottom, but it scared people out of it, out of the trade. Now we've got bullish formations or bullish technicals starting to form here. These are just little flag patterns that potentially move on up. Your bullish engulfing is that candlestick there. It looks good. URNJ has the same setup. Bullish candlestick, small selling pressure, and hopefully we continue on higher with the broken downtrend line. Nickel looks like we're just moving sideways. We did pull back from the scare in the markets, and that has downside momentum. We've got copper up about 5% today. That looks good, and hopefully we can keep coming on up. Maybe this was just the scare in the market here, got everybody all riled up. And here we are with the fundamentals taking over and reality kind of setting in. The bull market hasn't changed. It was just fear in the market, and fear drives narratives too. So when price goes down, people get fearful, and then they start tweeting or writing, or the news flows start to become more negative just because the price gets pulled back. But this looks good. Hopefully we can keep moving on up. COPX also up 6.3% today, looking good. Now some people will say, well, what if the fear comes back? That's always a possibility, but we're at the beginning of a bull market, guys. What would I do? I wouldn't do anything. I just hold or buy more if you get some good, some good areas. Lithium's up 3.5%. Looks like the buyers are coming in, pushing it on up. We do have that blue trend line coming across here, which is going to act as support. And there it is, right underneath. I'm putting a wick there as support. This looks really good. I like it here. REMX doing something very similar to lithium. They do share a lot of the same companies, not all of them, but there are some. Double bottom, kind of the breakout, and we had a very overextended pullback here. But we're getting some buying pressure. That looks good. Iron ore up 0.35%. That's looking a little bit better. And I think this is going to have a big old run at some point. It's been squeezing for a little while here. Up, 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 up. And I'm looking at the selling pressure just dying off, dying off, dying off, dying off to nothing. That means that your sellers are done and your buyers are going to step in here and rip it. Aluminum down or up 1.36%. This has been kind of meandering lower. It still doesn't look great. I don't see a bottom there yet, but I'm sure it'll come at some point. Baltic Dry Index up slightly today, but the momentum is still to the downside. Emerging markets up 3.14, getting support at that support level. Bouncing pretty hard today. Looking better. Looking better. Definitely looking better there. We've got MOO up about 3%, bouncing off the bottom support. That does look like we could work our way on up for a little while. And we'll see how lasting this is. Keep in mind, guys, I stack like 1,000 charts. They're all in my head. Like I look at this every single day during these commodity, this. I already know what MOO looks like. So if I see an up 3% candlestick, I know that roughly it's going to look like that. And I don't even need to look at the charts anymore. And you have all these different ratios and they're all breaking out. Gold versus SPX, gold versus Dow Jones, gold versus the consumer price index. They all stack up to say something. So someone could say, well, I think this is going to pull back down. We're going to get a recession. It's like, well, there's like a billion charts behind this that you're going to literally disagree with that if you make that decision. I'm in the bull camp that will eventually work our way on up. I don't know the path necessarily, and they don't know it either. But I go with all the ratio charts that I look at. So you've got the internals of money positioning in the market that my opinions. KRE down 0.28%. Looking like it's trying to do something here, put a bottom in or not. This was a tough call. It's right towards the bottom here. Not a ton of selling pressure. You've got a bullish engulfing, but it just looks ugly. XHB up 1%. This looks like it's going to try to work its way up. Usually you don't see If we're going to fall like a rock, guys, we would be seeing selling pressure. There's no selling pressure here. Outside of this one reversal day where people got scared with the China retaliation tariff, but then he came out and delayed the tariffs there. I mean, there is some news behind this, but there isn't a lot of selling pressure. So I think this will go sideways to higher for XHB, the home builders. Stands up 3.86, looking like it's trying to turn. We've got Russell 2000. It's doing the same thing. Um, it looks good to go higher. SPX higher. It's the same pattern. Uh, NASDAQ higher, same pattern. Now, on a lot of these, you're going to have to get through some of these resistance areas up here. And that's where you get these big bounces in the market. You'll get a big bounce. It comes on up. Jesus, come on. Here we go. And then it rolls over. That's probably a high likelihood of what could occur. It depends on how fast this goes too. If you get a large move like this very quickly, you get margin calls and everything sells off. If it comes up and just kind of grinds lower and not as fast, then you may not get those margin calls and it may not impact the entire market like we've seen the past 2 weeks. SMCI down 1.5% here, but again, I'm not a big fan of this, guys. Like we've come on up. This is like your blow off top. We've come on down. Um, you've got these upward facing patterns. This is probably I don't know what this is. It's trying to move up, but it doesn't look like it could. I mean, it could be a bottom. We could throw it across here. Maybe you get like a double bottom or something like that. But I don't know. Whenever something becomes overvalued, I don't put too much into it. This has a price to earnings ratio of 16. It's not horrible actually. It's okay. Nvidia up 3%. That's a big bullish engulfing on the weekly here. So it's going to try to work its way on up. And I'm just looking to see if there's any trend lines through here. Bitcoin up 5%. That's looking good to try to work its way on up. It's a big bullish engulfing today. Ethereum up 3%. It's trying. It's trying. Downside momentum still. That hasn't reversed. We do have a bullish engulfing here. That's a reversal candlestick. So we want to come in here and break through the highs and kind of try to reverse that trend. MicroStrategy right at the top here, starting to break on up. That's looking good. And then the VIX is down 7.76% today. It's slowly coming back down over time. And that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. So that's all I've got for today. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Special coupon code if you'd like to join. And don't forget, we've got a 7 a.m. question and answer session tomorrow or Saturday where I'm going to answer all your guys' questions. There's some good questions that were written in, and I'm excited to answer your guys' questions. But that's all I've got. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.